It's the weekend here at Woodbine as we get set for 11 races under some pretty decent conditions, but enjoy them because it looks like we're in for a lot of snow tomorrow. My name is Elisa, joined as always by Jeff Bratt, as we have two of our favorite stake races of the season for the youngsters, the Princess Elizabeth and the Coronation Futurity.
Yeah, always major stepping stones towards the big races itself, whether it be the Oaks for the fillies or whether it's the King's Plate as well. We have the curse of the Coronation Futurity. Obviously, that's trying to be broken. It's all the way back in the 1970s. Roger Affield was able to do that with Norcliffe. By the way, it was Roger's birthday yesterday.
86, I saw.
86, good for him. Still getting on the pony, too.
And likely somewhere sunny and warm.
I think you're probably right about that. So, Roger, not sure if you're watching, but happy birthday from all of us here at Woodbine. Now, I want to point something out to you. We have some very important viewers of this show.
Okay.
One of them is Mrs. Claus.
Oh, yes. Okay.
She watched the show yesterday.
Yes.
She watched the show yesterday, and she got in touch with me because I'm on the good list.
And did I get a Woodbine hat?
She said, "Make sure you give this to Elisa."
Woodbine too.
A nice Woodbine too for Elisa. So there you go.
Thank you. Something tells me I'm doing both the interviews today.
Well, no. I'm just glad that Mrs. Claus was watching the show on a fairly regular basis.
Looking for a good toque.
And she does say that, barring anything for the rest of the year, you are on the good list.
Yay! That's good. This thing's got a bit of a cone head to it. We're going to have to...
That's okay. You can work in it a
Look
little
at that.
bit.
We can make it even more conier.
But just think of how warm you're going to be.
Thank you, bud.
There you go. So there you go.
Good stuff.
So Mrs. Claus is a regular viewer of the show because yesterday Lisa was saying that all she wants for Christmas is a Woodbine toque.
Well, yeah, it would be appropriate, you know, considering the fact that we work here, that I'd be wearing a Woodbine toque, and they weren't giving them away yesterday. I think they had a giveaway today, though.
Today,
too, right?
yeah,
Woodbine
HPI.
hats.
Yeah, if you're an HPI member, you go up to, I think it's the second floor, and you get a water bottle and a baseball cap.
Yeah, and you can do your early Christmas shopping.
Yeah. In fact, we got the board for you right now. We can show everybody.
Yeah, because we just saw this the other day. So yeah, so you're here on track and you're a member of HPI, all you got to do is go up to level 2 and you can get your hat and get your water bottle. And hey, free giveaways are always
I don't know what I called
giveaways.
it yesterday, but it wasn't a water bottle. It was like water thingy or something like that. I think I called it.
Well, it was a little late in the card for you.
Yeah,
you know?
it was.
Yeah,
it was. But anyways, I'm just... Mrs. Claus does watch Woodbine.
I do like, thank you, Mrs. Claus. You're a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yes,
I have a funny feeling her name might be Mrs. Bratt.
No, it was not Mrs. Bratt.
Oh.
Mrs. Bratt would not have a Woodbine suit.
Well, I thought, you might have got one for her in the past.
It's Mrs. Claus, that's all I'm gonna say.
Sounds good.
The big guy himself is a little bit busy. He's he's working with the elves, making some toys right now. So he does watch though during the summertime.
Okay, good stuff. All righty. Well, he was here for a photo shoot the other day too, I think.
That's right.
All right, we got some looking back to do first of what happened yesterday. We've had an interesting day the last couple of days as far as doubles are concerned. A lot of people doubling up. But Devin Gittins has certainly been the livest guy here on this backstretch as of late. He won 2 races on the Thursday program, came back and won 2 races on yesterday's card as well, and one of them was a 50-to-1 long shot.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to take a look at that. That was Mr. Holden, and just kept going on the front and really never gave you the indication the horse was going to stop.
Nope.
You know, just went to the front, just kept plugging along and able to pull off the victory. And this was a big, big win at a big number. And we're probably going to have, I would say, the over-under is 1.5 for $100 winners for the rest of the meets. I think we're going to have at least one more.
We're guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to have a couple more, I would think, by the end of the meet. But that's our biggest price upsetter we've had in the last little while. Flores with a couple of winners on the program, Abley with 2 wins. How about Slade Jones with 2 wins on the card yesterday as well? He won with that horse, that long shot, and then he came back to win the last race for Danny Yu, who has enjoyed a really good campaign this season as well. You know, like I said, just keep your eye out for that barn because it is incredibly live right now.
And all the best to Austin Adams was involved in an incident yesterday. He's had a tough go for the last couple of months, so all the best to Austin. Hopefully it's not too serious. I'm not sure what's going on with Dane Nelson right now, but he wasn't the jocks from the other day, so I don't know if he's just taking a little bit of time to kind of recuperate.
Recuperate. That's a good word.
That's a good word.
Recuperate.
Thank you. And just trying to get back onto the right.
On the beam, buddy. You okay? You good?
Holy. Me and Mrs. Claus got into the eggnog, I think.
You had 11 races to get through today, too. Alrighty, let's take a look at what happened this morning. And we know from talking to so many trainers here over the last little while, it's been hard to, get out of bed in the morning and get into this cold, cold weather. We had wind, of course, that a lot of our exercise riders had to deal with in the morning for the last couple of days. That's not fun either. It's hard on your face. And then, of course, our trainers, just coming in saying, man, it's been just so cold. And hey, we haven't even got there yet. We're not even really at the tip of the iceberg. It's only 0. Like during the winter, we can get to -20, no problem. 3.5 is how he rated the track. Inside, always the best place. But Zabo is the horse that popped up as his work of the day in 48-1. That horse worked with some company. He thinks the best wagering race of the day is race number 5 on the program. We would beg to differ there.
I think it's going to be an overwhelming favorite in that race.
Yeah. We would beg to differ because we've actually got a key in our pick 4 in race number 5 because the word was out on Regal Affair first time.
And we're going to take a look at that replay for you as well. Now, Zabo, that's the interesting horse that at one time was trained by Baffert that we looked up and then was bought.
The Justify.
Yes. And came off a big win. I think it was in a 1 3/8. I wonder if maybe they were thinking valedictory with that horse.
Oh, maybe, possibly.
The horse just won a marathon event, so getting better and better with each and every race too. So we'll keep an eye on that one, obviously, as the day does go on.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to start in race number 1 on the program. We're going to start in race number 4 on the card with our first topic of the day today. As mentioned, the stakes come up a little bit later on in the card. 4th race on the program is a maiden special weight going 2 turns, a 1.1 miles for the 2-year-olds. Fillies to compete in this spot, and you have horses like Dunmore Beach for Josie Carroll, who's raced against some good ones, including Piper's Gift, who you're going to see in the stake today, and Stroke of Genius, who pulled off an upset but still looked really good in winning back on October the 18th.
Yeah, so obviously the 2 turns is the question mark with Dunmore Beach, but certainly has done very little wrong to this point. The mare herself, she was more of a sprinty type of horse, but you look back at the pedigree with the mare is a half to a stakes winner going around 2 turns. May the horse be with you was that one's name. O'Hearn's a first-time starter in here that has been pinhooked. Originally sold for $27,000, then sold for $160,000. This one actually named after a female hockey player, and Bill O'Well. They're massive hockey fans, and Callie O'Hearn is an American hockey player. This one from the same family as Famished, Adapted, Colossal Donnie. You're going to go towards the 2 Dunmore Beach. I think you're onto the logical one in here. I kind of like Golden Harvest, though. I don't know why she ran so poorly last time out, but it did not go all that great. But look at the stats with Catherine A. Phillips and the blinkers going on. It's a massive angle, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe that might be able to get her back on track. I didn't know what to do with Vanish in here.
Yeah, I put Vanish in for the 3rd spot simply because of the reference to Bossy Candy, because Bossy Candy, of course, came back to win the stake race last weekend. But this is what we've been watching, excuse me, is that Jock's race and how it continues here. Now, Pietro is going to pick up some mounts today because of the absence of Austin Adams and people still wanting to get the 5-pound weight allowance if possible. So he picks up a few mounts to give him a full card of racing action. And of course, Raffi, who had a good day yesterday, including a nice win again with Dissectologist, who's now 3 in a row for the Russo outfit. And Raffi had 2 winners on the card. Will only sit out 2 races, the 7th and the 11th. But Raffi has a great opportunity to win both the stakes races today.
I was actually talking with Fraser Apley this morning too, and he was saying he rides 10 of the 11, the first 10 races in a row too. So I wonder on a cold day if you just want to keep going.
I think so. Yeah, because what's the point? Once you get in there and you get
all toasty.
Yeah, exactly. You got to head back out again. And you know what? Our guys obviously will get to have some long johns underneath and the turtlenecks and whatever they can to keep themselves as warm as possible and warm and toasty as they get ready for a really busy.
Do you have any concerns with Dunmore Beach going 2 turns? I don't know. I don't know what to do with that horse.
Because you know what? There's a few Josie Carroll horses on today's program. She's got 4 in on today's card, and they're all working like this.
She has been busy.
Yeah, exactly. And this one worked in a minute getting ready for the race, but has been working quite consistently during the month of November. Alrighty, let's go over to race number 5, which is our next topic, and that's this race that Ernie says is the best wagering race of the day, and Jeff and I beg to differ because both of us zeroed in on the 5 horse right away when the entries came out, that being Regal Affair. There was a little bit of chattering going on when this horse made her career debut. Now that was back on November the 8th in a maiden optional 40, which is where we are again today. That was at 3/4. She gets a little bit further to work with here today, and she just had a few baby issues.
Right, she made a massive mistake in the race, and we're going to show you the replay. And the question that we're going to ask everybody watching this right now is, did it cost her the win? It's a possibility. She lost it to a horse that had racing experience. Ava's Princess and Daddy's Secret are going to finish in the first and second place position. The 6 is just kind of loses action there at the back of the bus, and the rider loses the irons. But watch the 4 lay in right coming up. It's going to be a good one coming in right there. And then by the time Emma's able to straighten her back out, and by the time she's able to get back rolling again, she just can't quite quicken fast enough to catch these horses. But she's going to make up some ground yet again in here. And she just runs out of real estate, eventually losing this race by about a length. So it was a really good run for Regal Affair. Now, it is interesting that Wilson rode first time out. Now it's going to be Moran. Moran, obviously, is, as you said, is going to have a very, very busy day, but now you get a little bit lighter as well. But the big thing is now you've got that racing experience. And, you know, maybe with the training, you're trying to teach the horse not to be so green, but all in all, a very positive debut with this one.
Yeah, so I think a lot of us are going to zero in on the 5 here. In fact, not giving anything away on our pick 4 ticket, we do use this horse as a key in today's early pick 4. So a lot of us going to the 5. After that, you could maybe look at this Georgia Rain horse, which is a second-time starter for Kevin Attard with Raffi aboard. You could look at the 1, No Frills, who's a first-time starter for Josie Carroll. This is a horse that they didn't pay a lot of money for.
I know.
And isn't that interesting? Because normally, you know, you see Josie Carroll and you're like, oh, it's got to be a minimum $100,000, $150,000 baby. But this one wasn't expensive.
Do you think that's how they came up with the name No Frills?
I would say so. See, I was thinking too, like originally, like No Frills. When you say that here in Canada, you automatically think about the grocery store. And that particular grocery store is one where you go to get good deals, right? And you don't pay as much as you might pay at a premium grocery store. And yeah, I think that's a little play on words. A $2,000 purchase, not something you see very often.
Right, and the mare is actually very well related. The mare's from the same family as Danish Dynaformer. One of the breeders was third in the plate, so obviously well related. And then you've got that Spun for Flatter who looks pretty good as well. So we'll keep an eye on Spun for Flatter coming up in race number 5.
All right, that is the 5th race on the program.
I like that name with No Frills, though.
Me too. Immediately I see yellow as soon as, right away. But you got to be Canadian to know about that. Race number 6 on the program is an optional $50,000 claiming event, 5/8 of a mile, the distance here. And you know what's funny? I forgot all about good old Ricky Bobby. Totally forgot about him. You know, this is a horse that Arabian Prince is the horse I'm talking about, the one. His barn name in the previous outfit was Ricky Bobby. I don't know what the new people call him, but you know, he's been such a cool horse around these parts. I totally forgot, you know, about him getting claimed for $50,000 last start out, and here he is back after a long time away. He had a significant break to come back here today, but he has some bullet works getting ready.
And he threw in a rare clunker last time out, which might explain that something might have happened during that race, and that's why they had to give him a little bit of time. But now he's back in the mix of things. Now, is he fully cranked for this race? I don't know. I do like the fact that we're going 5/8 because if you go way, way back in his lines, he was a very effective 5.5 furlong type of horse. You've got Go-Kart Mozart, who every time you test this horse just passes with flying colors. Tougher test, pass. Should be very much good on the front end. Quick comeback for Artemis City Limits. And then all of a sudden, you've got Light the Lamp, who's still in good form. And what do we do with this Wa Soleil, who all of a sudden woke up last time out at a massive number? Can that horse repeat with as good a performance, too?
And there's your answer. Where's 04?
Yeah, it must have been on days or something.
Must have been. I'm not too sure, but, you know, we missed him over the last couple of days, and he's back riding with us here today. But, yeah, Go-Kart Mozart, he's been such a cool horse this season, a 5-time winner from 7 starts. And just when you think he's not going to get there, he gets there. I mean, he's been a really enjoyable horse to watch, or hold on, I should say. He holds on and wins.
So he's looking to become a 6-time winner just like his barn mate now, right? Maximum 50.
Maximum 50. Yeah, who is his barn mate? We always love minimum 40, too. We're big fans of that one as well. But yeah, I mean, this has been a tremendous horse once again for Frank DiGiulio Jr. and Bob Tiller. All right, that's the 6th race. The 9th race is where we go next. And the 9th on the program today, the 8th race is where we go next. And that is the Princess Elizabeth. Yep. Okay, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, a little bit of an issue. That's okay, we're all good. Piper's Gift, Dale DeRusso. We talked about this yesterday. I think Dale can win 3 races on the program. Today's got Misty Eyed, he's got 2 in the stakes. or one in each stake. Both fillies, both fantastic. Both for different owners, but both of them get Rafael Hernandez as well. And you were wondering originally too that he had these two good fillies. How is he going to separate them? And things just have worked out perfectly where he's got one for one and one for the other. And Piper's Gift is the horse that we find here in this year's Princess Elizabeth, which is a preview basically of next year's Oaks. But some of these fillies will likely find their way, if everything goes as planned, into the plate too.
Right, and Ron Gierken, guys, per usual, did a great job in the racing form, caught up with Dale, and he says that the addition of Lasix has really helped out this horse. Ever since getting Lasix has really kind of blossomed, and now we're going to go around 2 turns. And you and I, we kind of stumbled on this rather early with these Yorktons. We kind of think they want to go around 2 turns, and that's what Piper's Gift gets to do. Now, I'm very interested in Bells of Paradise because this is Notorious Gangster's little sister.
Right.
And we all know how good Notorious Gangster has turned out to be. And all of a sudden comes out of a bit of a key race last time out as well. So that's something we want to keep an eye on too. Katie's Grace, I love the way that she ran last time out. Second career start in the Nazarene, and she runs a terrific race when finishing in 3rd. La Colosse, I think, is getting better. You've got Flory from the inside too. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you can lawyer up if you want to. You don't have to answer it.
Plead the fifth.
But if I, under the Christmas tree, could give you just one, Piper's Gift or Dixie Law for next season.
Oh, man.
I don't know what the right answer is.
Can they both go in the box? I mean, that's
and maybe we have to answer.
One.
Maybe we have to wait to answer the question until after today because we know Dixie Law can go around 2 turns. We still have to see if, for sure, Piper's Gift can. Although we're hypothesizing.
Yeah, at this stage in the game, I mean, I couldn't tell you which
it's
one
tough.
of my favorites.
It's
and
tough.
I bet you Dale couldn't tell you either.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think Dale would even say it.
No.
Which one he prefers. But isn't that a nice problem to have? That you can't choose between the two, and they're both for really great connections as well. You know, Chiefswood Stable and the other one is the Garland Williamson horse. Yeah. So you know, both longtime owners here at Woodbine, great breeders here for the country as well, and you know, and a young trainer who we talk about this, about the future of horse racing. This is a guy who's got a really strong future.
And the one thing that we've always found with Dale's horses, always, they come over looking like $1 million.
Oh, they sure do. And that's if they're in for 10 or if they're in stakes. You know, and I find too with that barn, they got a lot of barn pride. You know, they all come over with their shirts on, and and the kids are always dressed up to the nines too. It's going to be a big day for them. And I'm sure for Dale, a nerve-wracking day. Just want to get today over with.
Remember yesterday we were saying, just looking at that clock?
Yeah.
Is it time to go in yet? Time to go in yet?
Exactly. Are we going to do the 9th race? I think we are. And that is the Scarlet Handicap. It's a $25,000 starter for $25,000. And here we find a field of 7, including some nice ones like Speedy Freeze, who's making the comeback after being given a little bit of a break after the September 27th race. But this is a cool horse for Ron Sadler and Rafael Hernandez. And then, of course, Bob Tiller and Frank DiGiulio loaded here with the one horse Home for a Rest. This is a really neat horse.
Yeah, and did not have a great trip last time out. I'm going to show you exactly what happened with this one. We've got 2 beat at this point. Does Home for a Rest, and has got a long, long way to go. And I think, Elisa, that she gets delayed. I don't know if it cost her the win or not, but I don't think she really got out until it was a little bit too late here. So right now, you can kind of see troubles brewing in here because you're thinking, like, where in this big field are we going to get out? But right now, kind of delayed. Dice K's got to look for room. Okay, we got a bit of room right now, but we can't exactly fly. We're tracking the eventual winner, who's the 5 horse in here. But clearly, American Woman gets the jump on us. But just watch how this horse finishes up in this race. Very, very nice rally to finish in the 2nd place position. But I just think it was one of those trips where you're starting and stopping. But look, we do salvage the 2nd place position late here. So that was really good with Home for a Rest. Now, we don't have a lot of handicaps anymore in racing because everybody is like, oh, I don't want to enter because my horse has to carry too much weight and stuff like that. The good news is for this horse race is that you don't have any real superstars in here, so the weights go from 122 to 125.
Yeah,
so
it's really fair.
You're not going to really handicap this race and say, I'm not picking this horse because of weight, right? So I did land on Speedy Freeze. I realized that the vet scratch on October 23rd is a little bit curious, but I just remember talking with Ron earlier on this season, and he said, this horse is so good right now, and I don't know if that's still the case now as it was earlier on this summer.
He's a horse, whenever I see him, like, he just reeks of pride. Like, he is so confident as a horse, like, so, and he just seems like he'd be a really neat horse to be around, almost like one of those guys that says, you can take a back seat, I'll do all the work. I love those kind of horses that love their job. Per Factor makes the clocker report for the day today for the hot Devin Gittins barn, so you might want to take a look at that one, because we know that this horse worked a nice bullet in 47-1 on November the 23rd, and we know that this is, now I'm not saying that this is necessarily that Devin has a favorite, but I think this filly is one of his favorites in the barn.
But you know what? This is kind of the horse that got Devin going from a claiming point of view earlier on this season, because once he claimed Per Factor, he never looked back. He's claimed a lot of other horses that have gone on to do some pretty good things.
Let's go to race number 10, which is the Coronation Futurity at 1 1/8 miles, a stepping stone on the road to next year's King's Plate. And like you said, it has a little bit of a curse behind it, whereas the winner doesn't necessarily come back to take the plate, and it hasn't happened in a very long time, but maybe we could buck that trend here this season. Now we have the filly Dixie Law competing here, and she looks every bit the part, coming in off of a win in the Cup and Saucer, so she beat the boys in that race, coming in off of a win in the Grade 3 Mazarine, where she just, won in good order. And then since then, she's come back and she's worked a nice bullet getting ready, which just indicates that this is a filly that loves this gig. Now, we do have a field of boys in against her, and one of them has an interesting excuse, that being Military Time.
Yeah, so Military Time had a bit of a foot issue and missed some time prior to the last race, and I think that probably cost him a little bit in the Cup and Saucer, because remember, he loomed into contention. He thought, gonna go right on by and win the race, and then just sort of
hit the wall,
flattened out late. So this is a big time potential redemption race for this guy to kind of get back on track. Obviously lost to Dixie Law. It doesn't have a great draw in here. Now, the one thing that's kind of interesting, look at these good-looking individuals. You've got Military Time checking out Robert, and Robert's checking out the camera. And main track this time for Military Time, who is so nicely bred, too. Yeah. This one out of that nice mare that Ian Black had, Red Cabernet. So I'm hoping that Military Time is able to do some pretty good things to get back on track in here. Now, again, Ron Gierkink in the Racing Forum mentioned that Dixie Law and Piper's Gift worked together on November the 19th. I would have loved to have seen that work.
That would have been interesting.
Because I just would have liked to kept an eye on who worked too. Now, I realize works, it's a breezing work, so I'm not sure exactly they threw down the gauntlet there, but obviously, they're very familiar with one another. And the fact that Dixie Law has beat the boys is a big-time plus. And the horse can go around 2 turns. And the horse can use different styles to win races, too. Just a lot of positive things, and clearly the horse to beat with that one.
You know what I'd like to know? Which one did Raffy work? If he worked.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he worked one of the two of them. Because he'd have a tough choice, too.
Yeah.
It's like that you're asking me. I mean, imagine asking those guys how you split the apple between the two of them. Like,
and you know what? You might say one right now, and one might take that step next year, and one might not take that step next year, right?
That's right. Either way, they're both really, really nice gals, and down the line, there'll be great additions to both of these connections as far as breeding is concerned. Yeah. Alrighty, race number 11 is where we play the Jackpot High Five, and it continues to grow. Over $204,000 in the pool, or in the carryover at this stage, as we scratch the 2-horse My Boy Bruce. That's the lone vet scratch on today's race. Now, normally, I feel like I sound like a broken record sometimes when I say this. Normally, I try to stay away from horses coming back in off of the short rest, but we've seen some horses, including yesterday, Pickford Sweet, who is coming back in off 5 days, get a win in the opener. Hello Jello is returning after racing on November the 22nd for a very live barn.
And I remember this race vividly because I picked Benny's Jets on the rail on this day, and I remember watching them flow this race and said, who's this Chickadance horse? The 6 horse that's starting to make this big run, because I needed the one to win the race, and I just held on because Hello Jello had to kind of alter course. We just saw it there moments ago, and now has to look for a little bit of room. Now, on this particular date, we're going 5 furlongs. Now we're going to stretch things out to go 6.5. We got absolute wall horses in front of us. Nowhere to go. Can't get out, can't get out, can't get out. Meanwhile, the horse at the front end just keeps plugging along.
And the rail's not there.
Not there. Now we got to go to the outside here with Hello Jello, and just can't quite get there. Runs it like this horse.
How hard is this horse trying, too?
Yeah. Trying so hard.
Whereas Benny's Jets is like,
where's the wire?
Yeah, exactly.
A few more jumps, and Hello Jello probably gets him. Now, the quick comeback, I agree with you, because that is easily, from a speed figure point of view, the best race that he has ever run. But the way the barn's going right now, that gives you a little bit of a vote for confidence. The horse is not going to regress here today.
Yeah, so the 3, a top selection from a lot of us, except for Ron. Ron's gone to the 5, and that's Monday morning for Roy Jones. This horse ran in that wide open 5 last start out going 1 mile and 1/16, so gets a cutback here and to go 6.5 furlongs today. But, you know, aside from the 5, I wrote 5 anyone.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it really, or sorry, 3 anyone.
Yeah, I don't mind knowing a little bit with the drop. Didn't have a great trip last time, but other than that, no, that's pretty much it.
I know. But, you know, we did find out some interesting things yesterday. Like, as far as, Greg Peacock passed along some interesting information to me about, Willie Armada. That now I know he had a horse scratched in the last race yesterday, a late scratch. But still, his horses have been just kind of, they've been there, picking up bits and pieces. If, he's had a winner here and there, but they've also grabbed an awful lot of second place finishes. Just unfortunate that they ended up being a late vet scratch in yesterday's finale on the program. So 11 races in store for you today, including 2 of the best 2-year-old races of the season here in Toronto, the Princess Elizabeth and the Coronation Futurity. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at our plays of the day, and we'll talk about that infamous pick 4.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Taking a look at some of the simulcast feeds in our studio right now. It looks a little cold and dreary at Churchill, and then of course you know what the weather's like here. And then you look over at sunny Gulfstream Park, and the fountain is going, and people are there in their t-shirts. Lovely day to be down in Hollywood, Florida. But 25 minutes to go before race number 1 on the program here. We'll take a look at our plays of the day. And we talked about Regal Affair and Military Time, but what about the other ones?
Yeah, so like Firecracker Fiona, I think it's a gate to wire threat for sure coming up. My price play is going to be Golden Harvest, and the other 2, as you said, we've kind of touched on a little bit in there. So there's a look at my plays of the day for the penultimate day in the month of November. Oh,
Jeff's favorite word. Misty-Eyed is my first Dale DeRusso horse. See, I was going to take all Dale DeRusso horses, but then I was like, oh, don't do that. So I took Misty-Eyed, who's stretching out. I took Regal Affair, we talked about that one. Go-Kart Mozart, who could be a 6-time winner here, and Piper's Gift. I mean, they're not, aside from Misty-Eyed, they're not going to pay much, but they are certainly horses that look like standouts on today's program. Ron and Doug, they've got, oh, look at this. Here's one we haven't talked about. Rose Fortune in race number 5 is the Woodbine TV Producers top selection. Which one's that?
That is a first-time starter for the Kevin Attard outfit.
Yeah, Ted Burnett's horse.
Yeah, that's the Fulda Ancient Spirit, who was really good as a youngster. Dark Danger, we know that one pretty well as well. So that one's out of that mare. And then Light the Lamp for Doug and Dixie Law for Ron. Yeah, it's hard to ignore these DeRusso horses on today's program. We talk about the elusive pick 4, I think is what we want to call it. 50 to 1 shot got us yesterday.
Yeah, that's always fun. But in the 4th race, where we start things off, which is the maiden special weight, Jeff has a strong feeling about this Catherine Day Phillips horse putting the blinkers on, and that's a great edge. If it works, fantastic. So we'll use the 1, we'll use the 2, who seems to be interesting from the Josie Carroll barn. She could have a good afternoon at the races. And we're also going to use the 5, that being Vanish, who has the references to Bells of Paradise and Candy, Bossy Candy, who won the stake, and then Lapin LePage, who is the other Catherine Day Phillips horse in that race. 5th race, no
All
secret.
in.
Yep, we're using the 5 as a key, that being Regal Affair. Sixth race, where'd we go here? We have to use the 2. Go-Kart Mozart.
Yeah, we're going deep in this race. We've got the 1 Arabian Prince, we've got Go-Kart Mozart, we've got Light the Lamp, and Wa Soleil off that big run last time. So we're going to go rather deep in this race. We're going to go 4 deep, which we can because we have that key in the 5th.
We have the key, yeah. And then the 7th race, I like a little frisky from Josie's Barn coming out of the graded stakes and facing these horses here today. So we'll use that one. We're using who else?
Crystal Visions.
Crystal Visions. I don't mind that horse.
And I kind of like this Bessie Abbott. I realized she ran against easier last time out, but she beat Ella It Is, who came back to win against stakes competition. So we'll use Bessie Abbott as well. So there's our ticket, $9.60, which is $4.80 each. If you want to play along with Lisa and I, you can do so. This is just always, it's a guide, just how we see it. You can add, subtract, multiply, divide, however you see fit.
Well, we've got 22 minutes to go before the opener on the program. 11 races in store for you this afternoon from Woodbine. Enjoy the weather today, everybody, because I think tomorrow you're going to be getting your snow shovels out. But it looks like a nice clear day for racing here in Toronto. 2 stakes coming your way and a starter handicap as well. Good luck with your selections.